All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the markets. We're going to talk a little bit about Know Central and a lot about who I am, right? So a lot of you guys who haven't visited this channel before probably are seeing this for the first time, are seeing me for the first time, and you're probably wondering, what the hell is this guy doing sitting in his car in pitch black? Well, guess what? It's about what? It's 11 p.m. in the UK right now, and yeah, we are in the darkness, right? I'm in a service station, parked up, ready to go and fill up my car, and I'm sitting here because a brother asked me about 30 minutes ago, can you jump on a live? I said, look, I don't have my laptop with me, really not the right setting for a live, but I'll shoot something and then I'll push it forward, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. So those of you guys who don't know, my name is Sham, right? I usually come and talk about crypto and usually the other stuff, right? So everybody else talks about the same narrative. From me, you won't get that narrative. Sometimes I'll agree with narratives, but most times I wouldn't, right? Because I'm only going by what's on the charts and what the global macro factors are, right? So I'm looking at global situations and I'm going by that. I don't really like to go on what the news is punching out, right? Because a lot of people go with news articles. Oh, this article read this or this article. I'm not a news anchor, right? You're not going to get that. I'm a real person doing my real thing every day. I wake up and I do what every other normal person does on this planet, and then I end my day, right? And every now and then when I get half an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes while I'm driving from one location to another, if I get that free time, I will definitely sit down and I'll make a video while I'm doing the drive. Think about that, right? So that's just me being a normal person. I don't have time to sit in front of a green screen and make it all wow for you, right? You know, and have all enhanced light and whatnot. The best light you're going to get is probably this one here right now, right? Other than that, you're not really going to get in light, and I don't even want the light. It hurts my eyes. So that's who I am, right? I'm the guy you're going to come to when you've seen everybody else and you're looking for the other information, right? Okay, fine. We've heard everyone else's narrative. It's the same across the board. What's this guy saying? Come and listen to me and then you'll understand, right? So, by the way, I want to stop you guys here. Listen, if you're new here, to support the channel, right? To support the channel, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. It does help a lot, especially with the algorithm. Put something in the comment and let me know that you did that, right? That would be really, really nice. It helps the algorithm and we move forward, right? So that's who I am. And, you know, more than that, I'm actually a little bit of an entrepreneur, right? You know, I don't want to wow myself. I don't want to, you know, big up myself, right? I'm a little bit of an entrepreneur, right? So whenever I see something, an opportunity in the market, I usually like to set something up and do something. For example, there was a project a few years back I did, which is quite successful. It's a restaurant takeaway ordering platform, XYZ. So I did that. That's my kind of background in technology, but I'm not a professional developer. So I want you guys to know this, right? I'm not a professional developer. I've dabbled a little bit. I have set up softwares that do the work, you know, and I'm just playing around with software. That's what it is, right? But I am a massive fan, if not a fanatic of crypto. So you should know this, right? I love crypto. I love what it's doing. I love decentralization, and I'm literally all in crypto. When I'm saying all in crypto, every bit of cash I could find anywhere, I'll scrape it up and I'll put it in, right? I've lost more money in crypto than anything else, and I've made a lot more than I've lost, right? If that makes sense. So for me, when I weigh it, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But again, I'm not shilling anything. I'm not giving you any financial advice on this video. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a nobody, right? Understand this. I'm a nobody. By the way, if you have visited here, again, I'm telling you, hit that like, subscribe, and you'll find out more, right? This is the kind of content you're going to get. Just real stuff, right? So that's that. Now, I have dabbled in crypto projects. Like, I've kind of talked to a few people. There are other people that have come to me because of the limited experience that I have in the industry, right? They've come to me and they've asked me for advice in this. Now, there's a lot of guys who are new into the crypto sphere who are creating projects. They've got massive funding and they want to do stuff. So they've come to me and they're like, okay, what's your thoughts, right? Because what I do is, I'm not a designer or anything like this, right? But I can sit down and come up with new concepts, new ideas, new utility, new this, new use cases, right? You know, sometimes they may be the same old use case, but I'll present it in a complete different way. So people come to me to brainstorm with me, right? You know, and I'll get a little bit of reward, XYZ. I do that, right? I'm not doing it as nothing. I'm doing it as a job, right? But obviously I've signed the NDAs and this and that, so I can't really talk about them. So I've done those things. But anyway, that's just a brief description of what I do. Now, Same time, I've taken those experience on board and all the ideas and everything that I've done so far, and I've attempted to create my own cryptocurrency, right? Hence where Paradexes comes from. In fact, if you look at videos in the past that I've made, we've talked about Paradexes. We were going to launch Paradexes, but a lot of things came around, you know, and I got shafted. So I was like Paradexes is on a pause right now, right? So we're not talking about Paradexes. So that's where my background comes in. But as I said, I'm not a developer or anything like this. I don't know how to make things wow, right? I'm just true, honest. I'll tell you exactly as it is to your face. And what you see here and the way I'm talking to you right now is exactly how I talk when I'm in real life. People, most of the people on this YouTube channel, and I'm not joking, most of the people on this YouTube channel have actually met me at some point or another personally. They've spoken to me over a phone personally. They've seen, you know, we've sat down on Discord, we've done meetings and this, not. They've heard me talk exactly the same way. Right? I don't hold back. Well, I've got to say it, I'll say it, because I don't care, right? You know, I don't care. I'm one of those, is like, you know, I believe in myself and what I say, and I stick by it, and I won't change anything. So I'm not a hypocrite or anything like this. That's what it is, right? So anyway, leave all of that. Let's talk about the markets right now, right? Okay, so that's a little brief description, right? And that's kind of leading into No Central, where No Central came in. Of course, I made another video before where I've explained why and how I ended up creating No Central completely from impulse and suddenly, right? I didn't really announce anything. I didn't have a roadmap, a plan, or anything like this, because all the plans and everything I did before Paradexes for me didn't work, right? I had years of planning and, you know, getting things in shape. And I was promised I was going to get my software and everything done. I had massive development company dealing with it. They went bust. Anyway, I got robbed. Fuck it, right? Can't be bothered. Excuse my language, but that's the truth, right? But this one, I just did it myself. I was like, sorry, I'm just going to do it myself. I don't need to rely on other people because I can't trust anyone else, right? The only people I can trust is people who are loyal to me, people who are on the YouTube channel, people who watch these videos right to the end, right? I can only rely on these people. So I'm going to launch something, but I don't want anything off you. I don't want any money off you, none of that business, right? So I'm going to launch this and I'm going to give up whatever, give away whatever. We'll get to a token point anyway, token part in a bit, right? But let's talk about the market right now. So the market today is looking absolutely fabulous, statistic, whatever you want to call it, right? Fantastic, right? So it's looking brilliant. But I have a few concerns, right? A few concerns. I'm going to explain to you, right? So I'm going to give you these breakdowns one by one. I'm looking at my chart right now. I'll give you this, and I'm looking at snippet of the chart, so not all of them. So I've got everything here in one go, right? So when I'm looking at the total market cap, I'm seeing we're today at $1.6 trillion, right? Which is a brilliant number to be at, right? So the entire market is being lifted, hence why we see this, right? We see $38 billion enter the market, God knows how, when, but that's entered the market, which is brilliant. 1.6 trillion is not a bad number to have, right? So I'm really happy with that. We see BTC currently sitting at $44,323 and increasing. It's still pumping, which is really good. Ethereum sitting at 2,365. Again, really good. I ain't complaining about any of that, right? You know, when I see DOT at $6.8, I'm happy because it's broken the support, the resistance that it had, broken that. It's above that right now. Solana's been ripping, right? Solana done the same thing last season. It's doing the same thing right now. So it's ripping. It's on $73 right now. That's a 7x, almost a 7x from where it was, right? When we mentioned that this is a good project to buy and hold, right? So a lot of people that have bought and hold are laughing, right? So that's what I'm saying. Shorts are getting wrecked. And luckily there's enough buyers in the market, because remember the hype phase, right? When the hype phase starts, when the FOMO kicks in, right? People don't care what price it is and they start buying, right? So they bought and now the market's pumping, which is brilliant. Everything is good so far, right? Now, this is where the problem happens, right? When I look at the supply of USDT, when I look at the supply of USDC, right? And the BUSD, right? BUSD today is a bit less. It's 14 million less right now, which means there's $1.5 billion of BUSD still there. But when I'm looking at USDC supply, I see $25.7 million of USDC plus enter green, right? Hold on, what's going on here? So we have $24.2 billion of USDC sitting there right now with a green candle. That's a problem. We see $90 billion of USDT, right, sitting there. That's a problem. $134 million entered the market. It's a green candle. So when you see an entire market green and you start seeing USD and USDC and USD whatever green. You got a problem, guys. You got a problem. You got to wonder what's going on. So I have looked into the charts. When I looked into the chart, BTC chart, Ethereum chart, whatever chart I looked at, right? All the charts are telling me we are overbought. We are overbought, especially the big boys are overbought, right? So this pump has overbought us, right? Now, stop here because don't panic. When I look at the weekly, I see the same overbought scenario. So there's a confirmation here. It's like, right, we're overbought on the weekly, we're overbought on the daily, we need to settle, right? But on the weekly, I do see the RSI. So not RSI, stochastic RSI and RSI different. So when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the stochastic RSI mostly, right? But when I look at the RSI, I see actually there's enough room for BTC to continue pushing forward, right? Continue pushing forward. And I've always said this. I said, guys, if we break the, it was the $37,600 level. I said, if we break this level and Ethereum follows suit, right? And Ethereum breaks the $2,142 level, watch how this market pushes all the way to 40, 44, if not $48,000. And this is exactly what's happening, right? So $48,000 is bang on the dot. It's going to happen right now. We're going to hit that 48,000 like a freaking brick wall, and then we're going to bounce back down. And that's the moment of truth. That can we push through or do we get rejected, right? Now, if you remember a couple of videos ago, probably a few more than that, I talked about how the weekly is showing overbought, and that we might end up seeing a correction because we are due for a correction. Now, the correction, good news and bad news, right? There's going to be a correction. Correction could be 10%, 20%, 30%, right? That's the bad news, right? So there is a correction coming. How low? We don't know. Good news, right? This is the good news. When we've pumped so many weeks now that we've gone in a straight line, right? More like a parabola. We've gone in a straight line. That gives us a good chance that even if we had a 50% dump on that level that we climbed, right? And I'm talking about from 25K to now. If we did a 50% dump, that's a 10K dump. That's not bad. We're still going to hold support around the 33, 34, 35K, if not higher, right? We haven't created any higher level support, major support zones yet. We do have weak supports on a weaker time frame, but ultimately that's a good thing, right? So we know that we're not going back to 20K. That's a good thing. So please do understand this, right? But you've got to be cautious. You've got to play this game in the right way. So that's all I'm saying. Just keep an eye on the USDT and USDC, because if they're pumping, you got a problem. People are already cashing out. So you better be ready to cash out as well, right? Now, you don't want to cash out, no problem. You bought it. What if you miss again, right? Oh, look, I always miss the bottom, right? This is you, right? You know, a lot of you guys have said this to me, right? Yeah, bro, we always miss the bottom, right? We never can buy the bottom. Actually, let me put the light on because it is a bit kind of funny. So, you're like, oh, we always miss the bottom, right? Or we always miss the top, right? You don't have to, or you don't have to. Let me explain this to you, right? If you're doing leverage trading right now, right, and you're pumping, you 2x your money, you 4x your money, you 5x your money, you 10x your money. I mean, for God's sake, you might 100x your money, right? Doesn't matter what you do. Have a stop loss set up right now. You might be like me, who doesn't trade with stop loss, and I do this quite often, but at these times, I do put a stop loss. So I would say, go and put a stop loss. We're pumping, no problem, put a stop loss, right? Or even better, go and put a trailing stop, right? Even if you're doing spot trades, you can still use that as well in some exchanges, right? So go and find your exchange and do that. Put your stop losses and your trailing stops, whichever one you can use, right? Doesn't matter, put that on. That means if you're pumping, continue pumping, but as soon as you dump a certain percentage, you exit the market. That way you get ready and set your alerts up as well. As soon as it dumps, immediately jump back in again, right? And then buy the bottom, whatever, 10%, 20% discount, buy it, carry on again, right? Do that all day long, no problem. You can always use that method to accumulate more and more. On the pumps, you accumulate, right? Sorry, on the dumps, you accumulate, and on the pumps, you sell off and you come out again, right? So you can rinse and repeat that all day long. Try that, that kind of helps to do certain things. So that's what I've been doing, kind of setting up trailing stops. So I'm not using stop losses, but I am using trailing stop because most of my current holding is actually, so the current trading portfolio that I have is actually spot buys, right? There are a few where I've done limited risk, right? So I've done a limited risk leverage, right? But I've already exited them, right? So I'm not in them the whole time. So that's how it is, right? But when I see the market pumping like this, and especially USDT and USDC, I get worried. I get worried. So this is a caution I'm giving to all of you guys. But other than that, market outlook looks fantastic. As I said, you know, it's still pumping. I don't see a problem with that. There's going to be a little bit of a dip around the midnight. That's when the candle closes. But again, none of that is important. Also, one other thing I wanted to mention to you guys. Remember when I mentioned on the video that in the middle of December, we might see a dip, right? We might see a dip in the middle of December. Well, I could be wrong on that, because middle of December means halfway through December. Actually, it's the weekly close. So I'm looking at the weekly close. So my calculation was kind of off, right? It would be more like the third week, right? But let me explain the second week. The first week close, the Sunday we had was, I think, the 3rd of December. And then the second close, candle close, is going to be actually on the 9th or the I think it's on the 10th. Yes, on the 10th. Tomorrow's the 9th. It's the 10th, right? It's going to be the 10th of December. So do understand this. Take this with a pinch of salt, that we could see a nice little a retracement from here. If not, then we could see it the following week. So please do, you know, excuse me for making that error, because I'm looking at weekly candles. The Sundays, every Sundays is a weekly candle. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at when we become in a monthly, because the monthly ones are quite different, right? Weekly and monthly are different candles. You've got to understand this, right? So I might have a little bit of error, but other than that, guys, as I said, look, everything's looking good. You know, a lot of the alts that were overbought, this is funny, right? So the big boys are overbought, showing signs of a correction, but the little ones, a lot of them dumped really heavy in the last few days. They dumped really heavy, and funnily, they reset. It took them a day or two to reset, right? So these things have reset, and now they're showing signs that they want to pump back up again, right? Provided the market doesn't have a major correction, that pump will happen, right? But again, stop losses, trailing stops, whatever you want to do, just keep them set up so that way at least you don't lose whatever profits you've made right now. We've all celebrated the pumps, right? You know, we take the pumps, we enjoy the pumps, right? We love the pumps. We want to see more of the pumps, right? But we want to also keep the profits we make during the pumps, right? So that's that. Now, that segment I'm going to just close off. I'm going to move on to No Central right now. So No Central, obviously, I mentioned to you guys, like, I just launched it on an impulse. I launched it, but I don't want to abandon the project. You know, like, people sometimes just launch stuff and just forget about it. No, I'm not going to do that, right? So I've got plans for it. I will announce all the plans one by one. I am making a roadmap, but my roadmap is going to be more of a dynamic roadmap compared to other projects, right? Because most projects that come up, they give you all the wow factors. Remember, I don't like wow factors. I'm not into the hype market, right? I hate hypes, right? I stay away from hypes. You know, the only time I use a hype is if I've bought a coin at the rock bottom price and its coin is hyping because it's got millions of dollars behind the marketing, and they're hyping it. I'll buy that bottom and sit on it because I know that hype is going to make me money. And then as soon as I see that, okay, I've made enough, I'm out. That's the only trade I do on a hype, right? So I've launched this project and I said, look, you know, I'm not going to do none of the hypes. I'm not going to do none of the things, but I do want to build a community, and I do want to make sure the community benefits from this, right? So there are multiple different ways of doing it. Hence why I said, look, I'm not going to push something out now and hype the shit out of it. I'm not going to do that. In fact, I don't have the kind of capital these boys play with. So I mean, you would have, if you watched the video, you'd have known, right? Majority of these projects are all intertwined, interconnected. There's a group of people, right, you know, who are all interconnected, right? You get to see the same exchanges participate with these things, list these tokens, and they're all venture capitals in these projects. And then you get to see all the major venture capitals that everyone knows about are also in these projects. And you've got to wonder, how do they get the green light to go and basically launch their projects? Or how do they raise, you know, 5, 6, 7 million, $10 million, $100 million, some of these $200-300 million? How do they raise all of this? They're all interconnected. It just makes total sense to me. That's one of the reasons why we created No Central. No Central has no connections, is not part of the institutions, is not part of the gangs, the crews that are there, right? Who are there to only take your money. It's not part of this. No Central was created by myself, and that's it, right? That's it. We didn't have any funding. We didn't have nothing. We are people power. Right, remember, when I do trading, I look at sentiment because I believe in people power. How many people are interested in buying today? How many people are interested in selling today? How many people are longing the market today? How many people are shorting the market? That's people power. I always look for people power. Nothing matters. right? Cryptocurrency today, BTC today, could go to $1 million, right? And it's people power. And if people give up faith, right? So if people lose faith in this, right, it could go down to zero. Think about that. It's people power. Nothing, banks, institutions, regulations, nobody can stop anything decentralized unless the people give up on it. Think about that, right? So I looked at that and I said, right, no central, fine, it's there, I did it, right, no problem. Now we're going to do people power in this, right? So provided we have enough people coming into this and moving the market, right, then we have a successful project. And for me, each time we reach a particular milestone is going to be what the roadmap is, right? Not making promises. We're not going to make any promises here, right? All the promises we make, we can keep. That's easy. I can make you 1,000 promises now and I can keep every one of them. But my promises would have to have some intention, right? Usually if I make a promise or whatever I make, there should be some sort of a gain. This project, I'm not gaining anything. I'm doing it as a philanthropist thing, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. I'm literally, think about it. I've created a coin, 100 million coins. I've decided to give 50 million away to people, right? Without thinking of consequences or like, how am I going to get the money for the liquidity and this and that? None of that, because I believe in the people. I believe in the people, and that's the most important thing, right? But of course, I am also working on another project, right, which I can't disclose right now. But when I do finish that, I'm going to try to connect both together, right? So that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be releasing all the details one by one, slowly, so people know what's going on. I mean, the people who are now joining the No Central, in fact, No Central Discord server has more people than Paradoxes has in the last 3 years. Wow, unbelievable, right? We've had more people join in the last 4 days than we had in the last 3 years on the other one. So think about that. So, yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know. And also, the other reason I'm talking about this as well, guys, I know a lot of you guys see a lot of anonymous projects, right? Thousands, if not millions of anonymous projects, right? Well, I'll say million, right? Anonymous projects, right? You'll get pictures of founders or founder, CTO, this, that, whatever. You know what? It's just fake profile pictures. Half of them probably AI right now, right? AI generated images, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? I saw, this is a good one. So one of these crypto projects, right? One of these crypto projects, I spoke to the guy about many things regarding my old project Paradoxes, right? And he took all the information and he decided to put them on his own thing. And so this guy, yeah, he's got his picture and everything cartoonized or whatever you want to call it. He's got his picture there anyway. So I was going through my album, right, photo album, looking for an image of something way back in the day. So there was this image I wanted to show to someone, and I'm going through the thing and I go to this image back in 2017, right? 2017, beginning of 2017, I go there and I see this guy sleeping in my office, because I took a picture of him sleeping in my office, right? I used to work hard in this and that, right? And I see his thing, but he's obviously done the project fine. They've launched their project, they've launched their tokens, they had a token sale. I think their token raised around $12 million or something silly like that, right? Raised it, right? So I see all of that. And I see a whole list of people. And then I see the roadmap and the tokenomics and XYZ, right? But for the last 1 year, it's been stagnant. Nothing, not a single update, nothing whatsoever. Not even a social media post. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know who the guy is. I'm like, right, you guys took some information, decided to make this all wow, right? Took all that money, done a pre-sale, sold the tokens for like 30, 40, 50 cents, whatever it was, some stupid money. You sold it, God knows to who. You raised $12 million. You can see it on chain, right? You raised all of that Ethereum and USDT and BUSD, whatever it was. I think it's BUSD because they're on Binance chain. $12 million, right? That's not small money. But where is it? Where's the project? And you're giving updates. Now you're selling other stuff. And I'm like, hold on, where's the project gone? You're doing other stuff, but where's the project gone? Right? So I don't know what's going on, right? But I don't want to be that guy. Does that make sense? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to make you promises and take your money and XYZ. No, that's wrong, right? I don't want to be that guy that no one gets to meet and see and talk, right? I'm here right now. You want to ask me a question, ask me, right? Any question you want, obviously nothing personal, right? If you're going to ask me what I've done in bed tonight, I ain't telling you that, am I? Right? So obviously stay away from personal stuff, but ask me anything business related or life related. I'll happily tell you. World related, policies related, conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories, right? So ask me and I'll happily tell you, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Discord, whether it's here, doesn't matter. Talk to me, right? And people who I really, really trust, like obviously a lot of anonymous people come along, right? But anyone who I really trust, you get to really know me, right? I'll happily share my phone number, talk to me. We talk, no worries, right? So that's the kind of a person I am. But yeah, just wanted to kind of say, like, for you guys in No Central, if you have watched this video right now up to this point, right, this is who I am, right? I'm just a normal guy who does normal things, talks about crypto a lot, loves crypto, right? People ask me for market update, market analysis. I'll give you my version of it, right? And I say, go and watch everybody else and then come back to me, right? Because you're not going to get content like this anywhere. You get people who plan and set up their stuff and then do it. I'm not that guy. I will never ever plan and set and do things like this, right? You know, think about it. Look at me. I'm right now in my car waiting to go to a service station, right? Where would you get that? Never. You would not get me doing videos scheduled on a specific time. Maybe when I retire, but right now, no. Why do I keep on saying retire? Let me explain this to you, right? So I've got a lot of things going on, work, business, life. I'm trying to kind of, well, I'm getting to that point where things are getting easier for me, right? Life is getting easier for me. Business is almost like I want to let go and, you know, I want to give it up and get rid of it. So that gives me freedom. Technically, that gives me retirement. So there's a lot of things I'm just kind of condensing down. I'm like, right, do I really need this? Is it worth my time? It's there. I have to give time. I'm still liable for it. So, but if I'm not liable anymore, and if I can sell it off or whatever, then I'm free. Gives me more time. That's my retirement, right? I've worked my balls off, right? So for me right now, when things settle down, I'm a free man. That's my retirement plan. Of course, I'll probably be still working. I'm still freaking young, right? But that's how I call my retirement. I'm not talking about retiring off crypto and this and that. For me, crypto has always been a long-term thing, and it's not for me. I've always done anything in crypto for my children, right? For my family. That's what I've done it for. I haven't done anything for myself. I've never treated myself with crypto. Believe it or not, the first ever thing I did with crypto, right, to treat myself was I spent crypto to pay for a meal with my family. That was the only ever time I actually spent crypto. Of course, I've sold crypto, bought and sold crypto, but that's purely financial side of things, right? Business side of things. That's got nothing to do with my personal stuff. Any personal stash, whatnot, right? Any hodling portfolio, that's not for me. That's not for a Lambo. That's not for none of that business, right? I'm just a normal guy. I don't need a Lambo. In fact, in London, I can't even drive a Lambo. It's bloody costs more and it's just a headache, right? Where I live, right? So I've never been that wow guy. I'm a minimalist and I want to stay a minimalist, right? You know, and I'm just doing it for the better life of my kids and my family, as I said. That's the most important thing. For me, what do I really need? I don't really need much, right? So that's that, you know. Just wanted to give you a brief introduction to myself. Talk a little bit about thing, and as I said, this video is mostly directed towards the guys in No Central, so you guys get to see me and meet me and know who I am. You know, I don't know who you are. I've never seen any of your faces, but you've seen my face now, right? So at least hopefully you guys can communicate with me. As I said, I'm free, I'm open, like, you know, you can talk to me. Obviously I'm not free as in like 24 hours a day sitting on a social media. Don't do that. But guys, believe me, running one Discord server is freaking hard. Now I've got two. That's going to be a lot harder. All right. And not to mention the other servers I'm a member of, where I'm getting pinged and this and that. It gets a bit too much, right? I spend a lot of time on two servers already, right? Now it's going to be a third server, a lot of work, right? Also, I wanted to give it a community shout as well, right? Guys, if you guys in the community can contribute to this project, right, by whatever means, obviously I'm not giving you any money, I'm not offering you any money, but if you can contribute to this project with whatever means, right, whether it be, you know, some design work, whether it be some development work, anything guys, anything you can contribute, even a freaking idea, right? If you can contribute with an idea or whatever, engagement with the community, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything big, something small, you know, a few minutes here and there. If you could do that, that would be really good. And also to my Paradexes community, right? I would really appreciate if you guys could engage with the No Central community, right? Because I know you're there, but a lot of you guys are not really communicating because it's a whole new thing. Guys, do it, all right? Do it. Engage with each other. Don't make the server die out. Don't rely on me to do everything, right? I can't do everything, guys. I know this is the same situation that's happened on Paradexes, the main server, where everyone's relying on me to make all the answers, all of that. No, there are plenty of people there. Talk amongst yourself. I'm sure there are plenty of experts there. Don't rely on me, right? Because you know how it is, right? Most of you boys know this, right? Especially on the Paradexes server. I'll tell you how it is. I'll put you right straight up, like I'll tell you exactly how it is. There's no, you know, joking about there, right? You know, when I'm serious, right? So that's that. But yeah, No Central, we're gonna definitely I'm gonna drop some updates, and I'm gonna keep everybody updated on the server, No Central server. So I don't want to mix up the servers, right? I will definitely be pushing information to that, so that way as each section of the roadmap is complete, I'll start publishing those sections, and then I'm going to put them all together on the last day and say done, right? Rather than saying we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do no. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to say done. That's the roadmap, done. Does that make sense, right? That's how I'm going to do this, right? And I'm, you know, there's going to be use cases in this and that as well. I'll announce them later as well, so that way, you know, at least I don't give you everything, because remember, guys, I'm not here to excite you. Right? I'm not here to excite you. I'm not here to give you dopamine. I'm here to tell you this is a real project, a real decentralized project, you know, and I need your support, the community, everybody. I need your support to make this thing into a real thing and keep this thing decentralized, right? Go and watch the previous video, then you'll understand why I even created it, because obviously I'm in a little bit more depth. But right now it's about 31 minutes and I don't want to sit here any longer, right? It's freaking cold outside. It's, well, the temperature's dropping. Plus I need to get to the service station and fill up my tank. Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me have a look at the charts again. Yeah, Marcus doing fantastic, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you have watched the video to now, in the comments below, write no, hashtag no, or whatever, right? And that would be really, really nice, right? Because, you know, something new, right? So a hashtag no, that would be really, really cool. And of course, those of you who still want to see Paradexes, you can write hashtag Paradexes, right? So maybe I might bring it back. You never know, guys. You never know. One thing's success could lead to another thing, right? That's what I'm going to say, right? One day you might turn around and say, wise man said, one thing success could lead to another thing. Obviously, there's nothing. But the point is if things work out, then psychologically, mentally, and everything, your mind starts playing in a different way. It's like, right, let's move forward, right? Because my main project, I haven't even decided to launch it. I'm still holding back. You know, it's too many variables. So you got to look at that. And I've got an analytical mind, so I'm always thinking, constantly thinking. And that's the one place that I haven't done anything, you know, with Impulse or anything like this. I haven't done anything. But you never know. If No Central is successful and the community really care about it and the community push this forward, you never know what's coming next. And it's going to be even bigger, even better. So I've said enough, right? I've said enough. I've said enough. So guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.